What's going on everyone? In this video today I'm going to cover some exclusive tips to the Reckoning. A good tip everyone needs to know for the Reckoning is when you're building the wonder weapon, when you get to the mushroom step, hold a lethal when you walk into the mushroom's range, and this will actually prevent your character from pulling out the cyst. This will then allow you to reload and put on plates while doing this step. The only thing you can't do is ADS, so do be wary if you are using a weapon which benefits from doing so. A tip I can't live without on the Reckoning is equipping freefall onto stamina and holding a piece of equipment when falling. This will stop your parachute from auto pulling and allow you to drop all the way. You can also turn off the auto shooting settings, but please be careful when doing so because you will die if you don't have stamina. This next tip is going to save you so much time in the Reckoning, and that is because there is two locations on the map which you should be taking advantage of during ammo rounds. One is right here in Mutant Research and the other is right next to the portal from spawn. Standing in either of these locations will make the ammo round only have one spawn, and it will let you spawn camp it and complete the round in a matter of seconds. This tip is more of a clarification rather than an outright trick, but when you are upgrading the caster turrets you don't need them to get any number of kills. All you need to do to max out their learning is activations. It's 5 for the first upgrade, 10 more for the second, and 15 more activations for the third and final upgrade. I do have a video on my channel which covers the best way to do this and more tricks to take advantage of, so check that out if you want to know more. I have two more quick tips before we go over the boss tips that I've seen no one covers for some reason, so let's get right into those. A really good trick I don't see many people use is that you can actually shoot the double points in quantum computing from Mutant Research. This makes it much easier to take advantage of as you have a lot of steps to do in Mutant and not so many during the mushroom area. This tip is a controversial one as it actually involves removing Tribologist and swapping to Environmentalist. This is because when you do have Environmentalist equipped, you can now actually slide through the Klaus mines and take no damage. This makes it a really good option for surviving those insane Uber Klauses, but it does mean you have to sacrifice that insane movement slide. But moving on to the boss tips, these two bosses at the end of the Easter egg are absolutely insane, especially Richtofen, so I've got 3 tips to help you guys out, and the first tip is the full power C4 lineup. This will allow you to have an on-demand full power during either boss fight, so make your way to Mutant Research and throw the C4 exactly like you see me do here. Now when you trigger this C4 at any point, the full power will instantly teleport to you and top up your field upgrade. This is insanely useful for Richtofen especially, as the current meta for defeating him is to pop Ether Shroud and burst his damage down. This boss fight tip I don't see anyone talking about, and it's the ability to get multiple streaks on the elevator before the fight even begins. I usually like to set up an RC car and a death machine when I fight Richtofen, as this gives me a bunch of free damage before the real fight even starts. All you need to do is craft a second streak on the second floor and walk backwards, swapping it over and over again until you get them on the elevator. As soon as the fight starts, use one of the streaks and grab the second one before it despawns. The final tip I have for the Reckoning is extremely useful for the Richtofen boss fight. This tip will get you so much free damage on Richtofen, you'll regret not using it earlier. And this is that smokes actually work. A big shout out to Donuts for bringing this to my attention. Be sure to go check him out, I'll link him down below. This is a really good way to get some damage onto him without the risk of getting zapped by the Wonderwaff. The smokes will essentially act as a mini Ether Shroud, and the only thing you need to be aware of when using them is to not throw it and have a zombie inside as you enter. If a zombie is inside, everything will be aware of your location, so be very careful where you throw it and how you enter. But if you did it correctly, you can throw the smoke, enter it, and just burst down Richtofen for easy damage. So if you like no time wasting guide, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.